Hi, my name is Jordan Westig, and I'm one of your fellow classmates in Kin 331. Just to get this video started off, we'll start with number one. So, basically, the roles that I feel like I play in my life obviously include being a student here at SF State. I'm a roommate with seven other people, so if you hear some talking in the background, you can just ignore that. I consider myself a friend to quite a few people. I am a son to my parents and a sibling to one younger brother who is 13 years old and he's just now entering high school. I've played on the soccer team here at State since freshman year, so I'm obviously a team member to all of them and friends to all of them. So we can move on to number two. So, what makes up my current identity? So I feel like growing up playing a lot of soccer instilled a lot of like attributes in me that I have and still use to this day, like including being a leader or being able to like collaborate, teamwork, obviously socialize. Definitely like starting at a young age, it builds a lot of social skills that become like very useful later on in your life. Something bad, possibly. Not necessarily bad, but my parents they had me at a really like young age, so we were faced with a lot of adversity in regards to like funds and like money and stuff like that. But we were able to get help from like family and such. So I mean, that's not a bad thing. It's just some adversity that we've had to get through and that we've gotten through to this day. And I feel like it's brought us closer as a family and more of a unit. To number three. Are you always you, or do you at times change your front in order to fit a role you are playing in your life? So for me personally, I feel like it comes down to like where I am. Like if I'm in class, I'm obviously more quiet, focused, and listening to the teacher and stuff like that. But if I'm with my friends, I'm obviously having a lot more fun, laughing, much more social interaction there, which is also with the soccer team too. But I feel like that's a different kind of vibe, especially when you're with the coaches too, and you have to be like you have to act professional. You have to be very focused, very serious, especially in trainings and before games. Well, before games, I feel like you can definitely change up the vibe a little bit, like having more motivation, like motivating your teammates, like you're gonna do great, stuff like that. And after the game too, I mean, win or loss, I feel like that'll also decide like what kind of face I'm putting on. Like if we lost, maybe I'm putting on a front of like disappointment, maybe just in like the performance as a whole as a team and stuff like that. But if we win, obviously definitely be much more positive and be able to, I don't know, talk to teammates a lot more. Um, Other areas where I feel like people probably put on a different face is like different environments. Like if you're out at a restaurant, you be respectful, or if you're out at a club, obviously like you're having a lot of fun, a lot more social interaction. Maybe if you're in a library, you're very like you act more respectful towards other people and like not being too loud or not making too much noise and stuff like that. And definitely like changing. Maybe you're just a lot more focused in that environment because you have stuff that you need to get done. Um, Move on to number four here. Offer a brief comment, opinion, explanation why you think we as people often need to put on faces rather than being able to just be our true self or authentic self. I feel like in regards to that, it's like also it's very situational. I feel like it's hard to be the same exact person in every moment because things change. Like vibes definitely can go up and down, positive and negative. And I feel like we all have a lot of different faces that we put on. Not that they're like fake faces, but they're just faces that we use in different type of environments where you kind of just feel it out, and we kind of, as humans, just come together and we kind of decide like what kind of face that we're gonna put on. Um, yeah, saying, so why can't we just be our true self or authentic self? It definitely could be just, even though we are changing faces, it's not that they're fake faces. Like, we're still trying to be authentic to ourself, true to ourself, even though maybe we don't always act the same if we're in different kinds of situations. That could probably lead us into number five, which talks more about like ethics and what you live by. So basically, yeah, how you act, respond, integrate your values into daily interactions. Personally, I grew up, my family's very religious, but I feel like me personally, I haven't gotten too invested into religion, but they did a very good job in teaching me right from wrong, and just having like a lot of it. I feel like it comes down to just having common sense and knowing how your actions might affect other people and stuff like that. So being able to mold your actions into, I don't know, not being offensive or not being annoying or mean to people. Um, Move on here to number six. What are currently four major priorities in your life? So for me, right now in my senior year, I'm very focused on soccer and trying to do well on my last season. And as a team, I hope that we can make it to the playoffs again, which we did last season for the first time since I want to say like 1978 or something. So that was a great accomplishment last season, and I hope that we can get to that same level or even exceed everything that we achieved last season. We ended up losing in the semifinals of the conference finals, so that was pretty disappointing, but it was still an accomplishment for the school and the history books here. So yeah, that's definitely one major priority in my life at the moment. But priorities will change. Like, obviously, once I'm done with soccer, soccer is not going to be as big of a priority as it is right now. I'll probably shift focus into other areas of life, like also my career, which is another major priority right now in my life. I'm trying to do well in these classes, get good grades, because we all know we just want to keep that GPA up above at least like a 3.5 to be competitive in any of these grad schools for either PT, OT, whatever you guys are trying to get into. Super competitive nowadays. With that, um, career wise, definitely getting a lot of volunteer hours and stuff like that, just getting experience, hands on work, and just a lot of social interaction definitely works well in the field that I'm trying to get into. Um, Another major priority in my life, obviously, can't forget about the family because wouldn't be here without them for sure. Um, that's a major priority. I feel like that's one of the consistent priorities that won't change. Whereas, like, obviously, soccer and stuff like that, that will change throughout life. But I feel like, in most of us at least, like, family will always be one of those main priorities that won't shift. But I have a little bump in the road here and there, but I feel like it's pretty consistent within everybody. Um, Another major priority in my life, probably I would probably shift my priority from once I'm done with soccer to probably focusing more on my job and getting a lot more hours and stuff like that in order to pay off loans and stuff. Because soccer very time consuming, which takes away from time that I could be spending either A studying or B working and making money. So definitely a lot of sacrifices here and there because of uh, which priorities we decide to focus on. So yeah, that pretty much sums up this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I apologize for any talking you might hear in the background.